Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tracy, and again, I'm doing a whole live. It's not Thursday, so I'm not quite sure what to call these videos or YouTube streams where I'm just talking live. Any suggestions would be appreciated. So, of course, I want to start off by thanking everyone who's here and those who will join us later. Remember to please like um, this video, share once the replay starts, and subscribe to the channel. I'm still trying to reach 100. I'm still trying to reach 100. And remember, you can always support us on Patreon. So I'm going to bring Marlon on because I want to get started because I got a lot to get off my mind. Hello, Marlon.
Hello.
We got a whole lot to talk about. And I thought this was going to be a slow day. I was like, oh, nothing's happening. Same old, same old. Nope. Apparently, now 8,500 soldiers have been put on notice that we could possibly be going into Ukraine. When is this foolishness going to stop?
America will always try to find a reason to go to war. That's their bread and butter. That's how you founded this country, was on war. So, yeah. And now that we're out of the Middle East, you got to find find somebody else to fight.
Yeah, because I'm like, Russia's not going to war with anybody. Russia is like completely broke. What would they be going to war with? They have no money.
Well, the Ukraine is a Soviet nation, and Russia, for the longest time, has been trying to reel them in some type of way. They've done this before, where they tried to invade the Ukraine, and we went in there and we gave the weapons and all that other stuff, and they backed off. Now they're gonna try again.
Yeah, I'm just like, could we just stop with the nuclear war? No, could we just stop with all wars? Let's just no war. Let's just try that for a couple of years, see how it works out when we're actually having money that we would have spent on bombs and contracts, and have that money go towards the people. Wouldn't that just be a great idea?
We have a lot of great ideas that's never gonna happen. That's not what this country does. This country does not. This country doesn't care about the American people. The government cares about their people. Their groups. That's what
they're never
they
going to
care
go
about.
to war. They're going to send our poor children to war. They're going to send our children of color to fight those wars. They're precious. Little Susie and little John, they're not going. Oh no.
Well,
no,
they'll send the poor kids.
No, that's what I said. They're going to send the poor kids.
Yeah, no matter what the color, they're going to send the poor kids because they'll be the ones that always go to these poor schools and recruit them to God Bless America and get them to go to get in there and sing the national anthem and fight the wars that we have no business whatsoever being in to begin with, such as this. And yeah, the poor feeds the military. That's the reason why we have to keep poor people on the books.
Yeah, it literally makes me so sick. Also wanted to, that was a quick one, but I wanted to talk about our Supreme Court is now going to be hearing a case that talks about affirmative action in our universities. Apparently, some little poor child got their little feelings hurt. So now the Supreme Court is going to have to hear this whole case. They're probably putting affirmative action. Well, it's always been in jeopardy since it was instituted in the first place. But I pretty much know how this is going to go. They're going to overturn.
It doesn't work anyway.
You don't think it works?
No.
I think it works.
Affirmative action was to be used to give opportunities to the minorities in the United States on positions that would normally go to the white people in the United States. They've already done watered that down by saying, hey, I'm going to give you a position. That doesn't mean I'm going to pay you the same amount. And we've got rows and rows of evidence on there where you have two people, one a minority, one a white person, working the same position, and the white person make X more amounts of money from the start. So, but under affirmative action laws, they didn't break anything. You have a position. So yeah, that's it. They already found a loophole around that.
See, I've always thought affirmative action worked because the reason I thought it always worked is it was opening up an opportunity for people who would normally get bypassed for positions that they were qualified for.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it worked. But now I'm sitting here thinking about the pay. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah,
hold on.
Let
me backtrack that.
They stated the rules. You get positions that normally would go to somebody else of a different color. That doesn't say anything about we were going to pay you the same amount of money. That just said we was going to give you the position. Yeah, we're going to give you the position of a manager. You're not going to make the same amount of money as other managers. Why you think they made that lie, by the way? It's a lie for your audience. It is it's a lie that they always say, please do not discuss your salaries with other people.
Yes, they always did say that.
That is against school policy. No, it's not. That's not. And if it is in your policy, people, if it is in your policy, report it. Because that's against the law.
Yeah, that's actually against the law.
That's a federal law, not a state law. For anybody to try, no, it depends on what state. No, the federal government made that law. You can talk about your salary to anybody that you want to in that company.
I remember a couple of years ago. Someplace in Michigan. I can't remember the name of the company, but there was this pizza company. And there was a man and a woman that worked, and they started talking about, what they make. And the woman was like upset because she made so much less than her male counterpart. And she asked the owner, hey, why am I making so much less? We do exactly the same job. He fired both of them.
Yeah,
fired both of them.
And she should have sued.
I don't know if she did or not, but I just remember that story. It was just like, well, wait a minute. I forgot about the illegal part.
Yeah, it is absolutely illegal to put in your policies that you cannot discuss your salary with anybody. That is a federal law.
I'm surprised our Do Nothing Congress hasn't tried to attack that one yet.
Oh, it's not affecting their money. It's not affecting their bottom dollar.
Oh yeah, because they aren't making minimum wage.
Because literally, I started off with saying, just in case you don't know, and a lot of people don't know that you grew up on the knowledge that you don't discuss your salary, your wages with anybody. You grew up from your first job that you grew up doing that, and so yeah, it's one of those laws that's been on the books for years, but nobody knows about it.
And with Clarence Thomas's wife being so active on the right as she is, I'm like, dude, could you I forget what it's called. Could you take yourself off of cases where it's a right-wing issue and she's involved in it? Because there's no rules governing where a Supreme Court justice can sit. Because they can sit on, they don't have to take themselves off. They could just sit there and hear it. I'm like, he's not impartial. He's not impartial.
No, these they got the right one.
Yeah, didn't they though? Yeah. And then Trump got 3. How's he get? He appointed 3 Supreme Court justices. How?
Little Lindsay.
Now Mitch, don't forget Mitch.
Oh yeah, but I'm more mad at Lindsay than Mitch. Because Mitch, at the very most, you could say Mitch said. You know what Mitch is. I just don't like little Lindsay for the simple fact that he just talks so much Godsmack when Obama was in office. I don't believe in this and that and the other thing. And yeah, you can use my words against me. And then as soon as Trump had a chance to do it with weeks before he was to leave, he changed his tune. It's the fact that he changed his tune, but it's also the fact that when it was brought up to him, he's just gonna pretend like it was never said. I'm just gonna keep pressing on, and I'm gonna keep going and everything like that. That's why I started. That's why I started the show. People like him. That's why.
Yeah, they'll keep you. They'll. Thank goodness I didn't start mine like that, because that list would have been too long. My list would have been like, okay, let's start it off with Mitch McConnell, because he's just.
See, I started learning about the other people. Lindsay was the one that brought me in. And the more that I studied Lindsay, then I know about Mitch McConnell, and then I learned about Kevin McCarthy, and then I started learning these people more. But Lindsay was the one that started it.
Your favorite senator, Ted Cruz?
I knew of Ted Cruz, and I knew he was an idiot, and then I didn't realize that he was really that big of an idiot.
And he left Snowflake in the house. He left Snowflake in the house when he went to Cancun or whatever place it is he went.
He is the most amazing senator I have ever met, only on this count. The fact of the matter is that nobody likes Ted Cruz. Nobody. I don't
Not even Republicans.
I don't think his family likes him. I think his family is just real comfortable with the money and the prestige. But as liking him, no. The president, I ain't gonna say even the president. The running mate to run for president called your wife ugly. And after he became president, you start kissing his butt. So there's the wife. You lied on the kids when you ran from a snowstorm in Texas last year to go to Cancun. Then you lied on your kids talking about you already promised them that they can go. So you threw them under the bus. I don't think they like you now.
I don't think they ever like you.
The dog don't like you because you left them there in the snow. Yeah. You will throw anybody and everybody under the bus. You have no gumption because you sat there and said on national TV that the January 6th insurrection was a terrorist attack. Then you went on Tucker Carlson, and I kind of misspoke, and I spoke out of line. That's words was just. God gracious, dude! How in the world are you still here?
He called your wife ugly. Yeah. You worked for his campaign, and she didn't leave you. Oh, he got it made. Yeah. What's she gonna do? Leave him?
They're literally there for the money and the prestige.
He must make a lot of money. Because I'm like, I see. Normally I like to think of myself as a person that can see redeeming qualities in people. I'm hard pressed. I'm like, oh, okay, where? Okay, no. Let me think. No, okay.
Ted Cruz make other people money. That's his only redeeming quality. The money you can make for other people. That's it.
Yeah, but I think he's worse than, because at least Lindsey Graham. No, I can't say at least Lindsey Graham, because they're both pretty much the same.
Both of them are a bunch of lying weasels who's scared to. Did you even see the one where he's banging on the table and we won't take this anymore and all this and Biden? And I'm just looking at him like, dude, who do you think you scaring? You little wimp. You couldn't even stand up to Trump when he called your wife ugly. Are you bold now? You were scared of Tucker Carlson.
Up there groveling.
Tucker Carlson. You're scared of an anchor.
Who's going to be the next nominee for Republican president?
No,
I got money.
He ain't. No, he won't. No, he ain't no money in it for him. He's tremendous amount of money live day after day on TV. No.
Trump has more money than him. Allegedly.
For now. He's losing money, but I don't want anybody to get happy when I say Trump is losing money. Losing money to Trump is not the same. We lost $1. That's losing money. That's the equivalent of Trump losing money. As long as he has donors that still believe in his hype, believe in everything he says, they give it his money. Yeah, he ain't the New York Trump money, but he has money.
It got so bad he moved down there to Florida so he could scare DeSantis from running for for president.
Trump Jr.
No, DeSantis. Oh, I just caught that.
Trump Jr.
I just had his little baby building a wall. I'm like, dude.
You remember I showed you the video where they both doing the same hand mannerisms when they was talking and both of them was doing this, and I was like, wow, you really want to be Trump?
But he has to be divorced 3 times, cheat on all 3 of his wives, and then have several children by several. See, I didn't mean to go there, audience. I'm trying to keep it classy. Hey, somebody checked in. Hey, person that checked in, let us know who you are so I can introduce you.
I ain't trying to be nice. I have no desire to be nice to these people. I have no desire whatsoever to take the higher road. When you go out of your way to cause harm to the United States, I have no desire to take the higher road anymore. Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan. Thanks for the light.
Yeah. So you do you, Tracy. You be the nice.
I don't like to be a vengeful, vindictive person. Right. It don't make me feel good. It just doesn't.
What am I doing to them?
You're not doing anything but me just saying, oh, you just awful. That don't make me feel good to say that about people. It makes me feel sad.
Stop acting the way they acting. I can't talk smack about something if I know that you're doing for the greater good compared to you either doing it for certain people or you're doing it because you're scared of those certain people.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, okay. You have killed millions of my people. Now you want me to take the higher ground and be nice to you? Yeah, you wait on that one.
That's a great point, and I had to remember that because I'm like, but I don't want to. And then I don't want to.
You do you, Tracy. I'll take this side. I'll do the bad stuff. Don't lose your soul over them.
Well, that is not gonna happen.
Don't lose your soul over them.
That's not going.
Me, I'm trying to get it back.
Woo-wee. I know there was something else. Okay, because later on I'm going to talk about how to properly wear a mask and why it gets on my nerves when I see people not doing it right. So true, that's true.
Yeah, I'm controlling it very nicely.
Yep, Marlon's doing pretty good because he hasn't went off like he did about Chucky yesterday. I'm like, dude,
because
coffee.
Because my wife is in here.
Oh, well, Mrs. Clyburn,
she loves to give me that certain look.
Keep going, look at him like that, because I appreciate that.
Like what like literally what she just did.
Because literally you was off of it. I was like, dude, it's a little doll. Leave it alone.
Let's move on. The mask. I'm sorry. I don't even want to get back into that little weak little punk little.
A doll.
It's a little doll. How are you scared of a little doll?
I wish I could block people, but then I feel bad for blocking. I'm like, okay, they got a right. See, I be too sympathetic. That's the problem. I need to put on Mean Tracy. Mean Tracy.
No. You have your soul. I'm still trying to gain mine. Just leave it to me. And leave it to me and Thea's.
Yeah, that's who would have known here because he would have went, okay. Not
Yeah.
gonna talk about people when they're not here. So
Cool. Talk about things he would have gone off.
yeah, because we
Who doesn't know that he would have?
that's true.
That's
But I don't,
Diaz.
me. I'm like, I want to see your face when I say it. I don't want to say it and then they can't see. Cause see, I'm not that
I can
person.
tell you exactly what he gonna say. He gonna go, and and then he'll go off some more. That's Diaz.
Yeah. Well, we got to talk about, and this is where the lengthy discussion talks about, because I want to hear your thoughts because I definitely have mine. We
Mm-hmm.
know that there are voter suppression laws in almost all the states.
Mm-hmm.
We know what their game is. We know what it is they want. They want to see blacks and other racial groups that are non-white not vote, and youth also. Yeah, I know stress. I know that's why I walk a lot because I'm always like I got to get it out. I got to get it out. What? And we know the Biden administration. I'm tired of. I'm tired of just trying to talk to them because it's like either they don't comprehend or they don't want to comprehend. It's like one or the other, and I can't. I would hope is that they can't comprehend, but it seems like to me, the more I hear Biden talk, I'm like, dude, I think this is exactly what you want. What specifically do you think that can be done um, to make sure that people actually get to vote? Like, what one thing do you think that can be done?
Jump through more hoops.
But that's I want to say that's true, but that's
Here's
go
the
ahead.
deal. We have to what we did put in the taking over the Senate and the House and the Senate was a band-aid. It stopped the bleeding. It didn't stop the wound though. What we have to do is we actually have to flood the House and the Senate. And we have to do it to the point where not only can two people not hold it up, and yeah, I already know the one person is actually speaking for 15 people. That's why I said we have to flood it to the point where we even their vote ain't gonna count. Because like I said, the only reason they're not saying anything, the cowards, is because they're probably going back to their people and going, well, we're ready to vote for, but Kristen Cinema and Manchin is the one that's holding us up all along. They're in the background going, I want y'all to be in the forefront to make sure that nobody knows it's us that's saying that we don't want these laws.
So you're talking about electing more, well, thieves ain't here. I'll say it, progressives.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that they would not just extend the voters' rights because that's stupid. Make it permanent. Stop with this every 25 years. We're gonna extend it. No, just we're citizens, and let's just move from there, please, because this is getting on my nerves. Um, yeah, I agree with getting them out. But hear what I say.
We need a primary a whole bunch of those other Democrats too.
Oh, it's a whole bunch.
There literally is some times when people need to stop just sitting on the fact that they are Democrat. We need to start primarying some Democrat with some new blood.
Exactly, and I think there's a site that I talked about on the Progressive Queens that you'll see on Thursday. That I talked about the website Primary Cinema, and they're doing that now, and I'm like, it's a whole bunch of other people. They might want to, put up some similar sites.
They're like right now. Her biggest donors, the donors who legally donated the maximum amount to her campaign. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to look for the story, but she said something to the effect of that she was looking to run for a bigger office,
There's only one left.
I got news for you. You ain't running jack with no money. So I don't know exactly what your logic is.
There's only one office that she could be thinking of.
Ain't
Well, no,
nobody
there's
voting
two.
that-
There's two, technically. She could run for vice president, but who sits here and says, you know what, I want to be vice president of the United States? Nobody says that. Nobody who's in political office actually sits there and makes it their goal to, you're vice president because the first, nobody wanted you, so you just had to take this one. That's basically why you're vice president. But who does she think is, like, how does she think with her record? Because part of me thinks that getting reelected is not her goal. Because she can't think. I'm like, she can't think people gonna go in there and vote for her again.
No. That's why they're primarying her. That's why we've been saying, don't sit there and go, we're not gonna vote for you, and then let a Republican wind up taking her place. So that's why they said that we are primarying you, Sinema. We'll put another progressive in there, one that we know that we can trust. Not replacing you with a Republican. We're going to replace you with another progressive, which is funny because she's shown her colors that she's not a progressive at all. We're going to primary you with somebody else. And good luck trying to run for re-election with no money. Because they already said, I'm not giving you no money unless you vote for the voter law.
I wonder if, like, sometimes I want to get in some people's mind and see their thought process. If, let's just say she runs for re-election as senator, what exactly is she going to tell people? Like, she literally has no excuses. Literally.
I was looking out for the people.
Yeah, like nobody's good. Whoever her primary person is in the Democratic nomination, which I again say the DNC is going to make sure if she runs, they're going to make sure to pour as much money into her campaign because they did it with Manchin, so they're probably going to do it with Sinema. But what when she does door knocking? Good afternoon, Mrs. Smith. I want you to re-elect me to the Senate. And then that person's gonna look at them like, but wasn't it you? Wasn't it you? ID.
D. Yeah, what's going on?
Like, what could she? I'm like, what could she actually say? There's like literally nothing she could say. Somebody help me because I'm like, huh?
I honestly think. Okay, I'd say it.
No, go ahead.
If she actually runs again, she's delusional. I don't know what she could possibly do at the last second to think that it's going to be a great idea to run. She is delusional.
I think
she is straight up delusional.
I think her ego says that she wants to be president. I think what she's trying to plan for, and I could be totally wrong about this. I think her ego is going to try to primary Biden. That's what I think she's going to do. Or she'll run as an independent.
Pick one. You're going to lose either way. The delusion is you running. Oh no, De'Aaron, her and her camp said that she's looking for a bigger role.
Yep, she want that POTUS.
Yeah,
That's what her goal is.
They don't even want you as a senator.
I think her approval rating is like 8%.
Yeah, in your own
something
state.
like that. I'm like, girl,
they don't even want you as a senator. You're gonna run.
Biden's approval rating is terrible, but at least he got double digits on his. Girl, you need to probably sit down someplace and
just do what you're doing now. Run, hide, cry on national television with crocodile tears. Hide in the bathroom. Run up a flight of stairs. Jump in a car real quick
have people arrested when they protest your office.
The next time that you do that, make sure you have the Benny Hill music playing in the background as you're jumping into a runaway car.
And she's going to get her tail kicked. Now, that would happen if she ran for senator in a primary. Whoever would...
these people right now, these Arizona people right now is trying to make it to the point where she ain't even on the ballot. That's how sick and tired of
Yeah,
her
she
she
is
is.
delusional, Susan. That's what it is. Is she got that Trump ego? And I'm like, girl, you ain't did nothing. At least if Manchin were gonna do it, as much as I dislike Manchin, and I do, at least he's got some skin in the game. He's been there for like 30, 40 years.
Manchin has the money behind him, though.
Yeah, I'm like,
in West Virginia, that's what's keeping him up there. Every decision that he's ever made is for his constituents.
I don't know, D, if I agree with you.
Wait a minute.
Wrong with Democrat. I agree with the first part, but not. I don't think Manchin would get annihilated as a Republican. I don't. I really don't. I think if he ran as a Republican, which is what I think he actually is, he'd be right back where he's at right now.
Oh, Manchin would get destroyed.
No, I don't see. I disagree with that. I see where you're going.
I know why you said it, D. We got a minute with him, and the more that he is converting to Republican thought process, more that the Republicans are going to see him as a Republican, and he's just going to change that little letter in the abbreviation after his name.
Because the easiest thing for him to do is say, hey, when Joe Biden wanted to spend your tax money, I stood against him. When Joe Biden wanted tax credits for, well, you can't actually campaign on that. When Joe Biden wanted to increase stimulus money, which he hasn't wanted yet, but hey, that's just 0.3. I said, no, we need means testing. And we need more means testing. And I'm going to give him more trouble as a Republican. Oh, I think he'd have an easy time. I think he would have an easy time. Of course they all are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what race of politician they are. Who isn't connected to rich white men in politics? I mean, you got your Bernie Sanders, your AOCs, your Jamal Bowmans, but thank you, Susan. I think Manchin. I think if anybody could challenge Biden in a primary, if between the two of them, would be him more than her. I don't think he's going to do it because he knows where his bread and butter is. But her, I think she. That's her goal. That's what she wants. She wants to be president so bad.
This woman is not even going to be primaried again for senator. If she does this, she's off her rocker.
I think the Democrats are. I think the Democratic Party is going to support her. I really do. I really think they're going to say, you know what, vote for her. She's got a D behind her name. She's good. No, hoping that people will forget about all the things she didn't do.
They're not going to help her.
Yeah, I think she gets beat in the primary, but I think she's running again.
She can run again. The Democrats are not going to. The DOC is not going to back her. The primary is going to destroy her. She's not going to have the money that she thought she was going to have. Knock yourself out. This is going to be the most entertaining run preliminary I've ever seen in my life.
I want to see the debates, but D, could you explain a little bit more? I think I know where you're going, but because sometimes I need help. I need help getting to the.
No, I get exactly what he's saying.
I don't.
That's what that's what I'm saying about Manchin. When people even try to say Manchin run again, he's going to lose. No, he's not. He already has the support of his of his money. The people who are on the narrow is the ones who are being looked at as villains because you're not going with our flow. You're not going with the status quo. You're pushing against the status quo. You're not owning stock when you know you have the insider trading. You doing insider trading. You're not doing that. You're making us look bad by pointing out the wrong that we're doing.
And the thing that makes me sick about her and Manchin, they are publicly like, yeah, I'm for voters' rights. And then you vote not to I'm like, wait a minute. Explain this to me again. See, I am not the smartest of people, but I'm not stupid. If you were for voters' rights, you would have suspended the filibuster you did to raise the debt ceiling. So you telling me the debt ceiling is more important than the votes of young people, um, people of color? So I'm not calling you racist because of, and this is getting into my next story. Why I commend Jamal Bowman for protesting in front of the Capitol about voters' rights. I think what he did was honorable. It was great. My question is, how does he get arrested for protesting in a place he works at? Like, I'm like, that's where he works at. Y'all arrested him for what reason again?
Move along, boy. Move along.
And here's the one thing, going back to my original question, what we could do to get voters' rights. I'm going to say it. I know it takes a lot of planning. I know everybody's not going to do it. I say we go on general strike. Bump this mess. Everybody just one day be like, nope, we ain't going to work. We see y'all when we see y'all, and because we tired. We tired of y'all taking our tax money, and we don't have the same rights as everybody else. We tired. So we're not going to spend our money. We're going to sit at home, and we're going to just do we good. I know it takes a lot to plan a general strike. I know what I'm saying is big, but I think that's the kind of, that would literally get somebody's attention. Be like, oh, they didn't go to work? None of them? Well, not none of them, because you always going to have, them 1,000 people going to work. But
Tracy, you can't even keep black people off Facebook for a day.
I didn't say all black people. I said a percentage. It don't have to be all of us.
What's the percentage?
I would say a good 30%. If 30% of the overall, and I'm talking about the overall population, not just black people, I'm talking Latinx, I'm talking Asian, I'm talking indigenous, across the board. Just said, you know what? Nope, we're not going.
Well, you better start campaigning for that now so we can get it all done in 2024.
Yeah, because I'm like, I heard this idea. I was like, you know what? That could actually work. Because what I'm getting taxed, but I have no representation. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We could all move to a cabin or Walden Creek. You know what, Susan? I ain't gonna say not 3 words, but you hit it on the nail again. That's all I'm gonna say about that comment. But that's what I think. I think we do something bold, out the box.
You better start campaigning.
Oh, there's already a ton of Facebook groups on general strikes that I've joined. I'm like, okay, what we doing? But of course,
how did you know they was striking?
Well, I
Facebook?
typed in general strike. I just
That's
typed
what
in
I mean.
general strike.
We can't even stay off Facebook. We have to use Facebook to tell everybody that we're boycotting Facebook.
And I get what you're saying, but I'm like,
that's what I mean. And I mean, I'm not picking just on us. I pick on people who always talk about big tech and how bad big tech is and how terrible big tech is and how they're trying to stop us from speaking the truth and everything else. You're actually using big tech to tell big tech how bad they are.
We go to old school. Pick up a phone and call somebody. Be like, hey, you know what we doing? It worked in I want to say Montgomery, Alabama, so bad when they wouldn't let them ride the bus. They was like, okay, we'll walk to work. Well, all of a sudden, now the black people can sit anywhere on the bus they want. Sometimes you gotta do something big.
Yes.
You're like, okay.
But that was something that they had to come together and do.
I know.
Have to find a way to get people to agree in an abundance amount of numbers for that to work. And on top of that, the fact like the work strike that you have, I think that's absolutely a fabulous idea. Now we need to come up with enough money to support these poor families who now have 1 week less income coming into their house.
Oh, I didn't say a week. I said a day. Just one day.
Okay, we need to still come up with enough money
We've
for people who
that's
lost them 1 day of work.
you know what, Susan, I have looked on Discord because they do some, they and Slack is another good one too. So that's what I think, because I'm like, it's obvious Biden ain't listening, and y'all know what I think. I'm gonna just flat out say, man, dude is a racist. I can't with him. He says all these grandiose speeches in the wrong place, and then has the nerve to get mad because people are questioning him. Well, I've done more for voters. No, you wrote the crime bill, bruh. You wrote the crime bill. It was you that got on the Senate floor that said that you should be afraid of black people, not me.
But here's my deal with that argument. Why do we care that he got mad?
I'll tell you why. Because
Okay.
it's like, this is why I got mad at the reaction, because he wants us to believe like he's doing something. And I don't think he's doing anything. I think that the voters' rights should have been above infrastructure, period. It should have been first. It should have been the first thing off the table. Because you know you're going to have some type of infrastructure. We always have infrastructure bills. Why would you put infrastructure first and then you put voters' rights second? Is you serious?
Yeah, because at that point in time, he was going to try to get as much as he can. He did not know the backlash that the Republican Party was going to give him, because he thought that he'd been in the government for so long that he was going to be able to talk to at least a few of them to get what he want, just like he did when he was in the Senate, just like he did when he was vice president. He didn't know the backlash was going to be big, so now he had to revert back to, I'm going to have to get as much out of this as I possibly can.
See, not to be disrespectful, but that just sounds like a bunch of excuses to me. Because here's how I feel about it. You're the president of the United States. When you hold a press conference, somebody gonna come to it. Okay, so you hold one. But you in Georgia. You didn't think that you could have took that plane and flew to Arizona. You couldn't have flown to West Virginia.
That's an entirely different thing. I'm saying, why did he do the infrastructure bill before the voters' right bill? Is because he knew that he would have a better chance getting the infrastructure bill than the voters' right bill.
I agree with that.
He had to get something taken care of. He had to get one of the few promises that he said he was going to do. He got done.
Voters' rights is more important than infrastructure.
I totally agree.
More important.
But unfortunately, the people who are holding it up don't.
That's why you get. That's where you get your because he's head of the Democratic Party. He is technically the head of the Democratic Party, so he can call the DNC and say, "Hey, we got $550 million in our coffer. Let's run some commercials." Okay. You do it when you're asking me to vote for you. You mean to tell me you can't spend none of that money? What you saving it for?
Primary.
Oh, come on now.
Midterm.
He did. You know what I think. I'm like, dude, don't want it. And it's just, well, I tried. And then in 2022, gonna be like, well, we lost. The people on the left, if somebody blames anybody on the left, I'm be like, you nitwitted idiot. It was your own fault that you lost. Boo-hoo, miss me with all that. Because I can't and I won't. You know what, D?
Probably. They probably already got the setup.
Yeah, tolls. Yep, they coming.
You already probably got private companies who, if it was anybody else's money, it would have took 2 years to repair the bridge. But because it's government money, those 2 years have now turned into 5, 6, 7. Why should they rush?
Yeah, because they get monthly checks for what?
Why am
I
I
would,
rushing?
I would take my time too, but like, oh, we didn't get that little spot. We'll come back to it in
We'll get to it.
2025. We'll get to it. Well, here the last thing that I want to talk about, because I said I'm gonna make these Monday ones when I pop in really short. I'm gonna try to. Is people who wear masks, but they're doing it the wrong way.
Oh, you mean the ones that wear it around their mouth but not their
I'm
nose?
gonna do a demonstration because I'm so ticked off at this that it's really making me sick. So when you go into a store or a gas station, one of these is probably not gonna help you. You probably need one of these and one of these. You need them both together. But let's just say this is all you got. Doing this is not what you want to be doing. This is not wearing a mask, people. This is not right. You can't. No, this is not wearing a mask. This is wearing a mask. See how it covered both my nose and my chin? That's wearing a mask. If I see one more person doing this one, what are you doing? Why are you even taking the time to wear a mask? You're going to do it wrong. That's my rant. I'm just tired of it. I can't with these people. Stop it.
What do you want me to say? I told you I don't care no more.
It's getting on my nerves because you spreading stuff around, and for us that have, special needs, we can't afford to get sick.
You're absolutely 100%
I could get
correct.
sick wearing this and this, both of them. I could have both of these on, and if I catch COVID, not that I'm gonna perish away, but I'm gonna be sick for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you come cover your nose. You ain't gonna even cover your nose.
They don't care.
It infuriates me.
You got people who wear masks around their mouth, but they don't cover their nose. So I appreciate you that you may not be spreading the disease. Unfortunately, you're still breathing it in. So you're still putting yourself in danger, which when you go home and you give it to your kids, your wife, your grandma, your grandpa, you're putting them in danger. I just can't care no more.
Yes, that's true, Susan, that they're going to be giving $3.95 masks. Who can wear them, though? They're going to be just wearing them wrong. I mean, I'm going to wear mine, but again, people going to be wearing them wrong. Thank you, D. He doesn't want to. I wish that's what everybody would realize about Biden. He didn't want to do any of those things he campaigned on. He just said, okay, I'm just going to say anything, and then the progressives will vote for me because he needed us to win and he needed the black vote to win. And then when he got in office, it was like, okay, whatever, we in here now. D, you are 1,000,000,000% correct.
Again, he did not keep all of his promises.
But the ones that he didn't keep are affecting people.
For the families, for the millions of families that's been pulled out of poverty, and yeah, unfortunately, you're about to put them back into poverty. But for the millions of families that you did pull out of poverty with them checks, they disagree. At least for that short period of time, they can eat, they can sleep in peace. They ain't got to choose between their light bill or eating. So yeah, like I said, you know I'm not a Biden fan, but I keep it 100. He did not keep all of his promises, but we need to stop with this. He did nothing. He took all these promises, got into office, and did absolutely nothing. Yes, he did. Did he do everything? No.
You know what he did? He gave more. He continued some of the Trump policies in terms of the separation and all those things. That's what really makes me mad because I'm like. Oh, and let me not forget the Haitians being chased in the dang on river by some white people on a horse. Look, I don't even want to go back to that because that I was ready to just literally get on a plane and go to DC and start protesting. I was hot, man. I usually don't get mad about stuff politicians do because they're stupid, but that I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, you gonna talk about an investigation? You not talking about firing these people? Nah, bruh. Nah. But I'm going to get back to the mask thing. So, in terms of y'all need to learn how to wear your mask correctly. Please do. And then when you get your N95 mask, don't sell it on eBay. Don't do that. I don't want to see 95 masks on eBay all day. I'll sell mine for $20. Oh, come. Hey, Theus, what is up?
What's up, this?
I'm just like, I don't want to see no N95, and I don't want to see COVID test online for sale. I'll sell you this COVID test for $10. No. You take your 4 and you test yourself for COVID. Don't be selling them on Amazon for $20. Don't do that. And I know I hate to put out ideas on that, but I can see it coming. I have a COVID test to sell, and it's only $20 plus shipping and handling.
If you dumb enough to buy a COVID test that they was giving you for free,
but
you deserve everything
Marlon,
that
you
get.
Some
you deserve it.
opportunistic.
You deserve everything that you get when you pay for a COVID test that the government was giving you for free. Sorry, can't feel for you.
UK gets 7 tests per week. We only getting 4 one time. Ain't America great? Exactly. You could go to, well, not quite, because insurance companies are being insurance companies, making you fill a form. Wait a minute. You must have read something that I skipped.
Theus.
You know what?
Oh my God. Oh God. Oh.
I would bring you in, but you ain't in the room. But I can see that. Guaranteed negative, gently used. I see it coming. I'm like, oh my gosh, I see this coming.
And the funny thing about it is, the majority of the people are going to have a negative test, because they'll be the ones that's using a little swab and wiping the outside of their nose.
Oh yeah, they walk into their pharmacy and get it. Yeah, that's right. So in the UK and other countries that have socialized medicine, they literally walk into the pharmacy, get their test, and pay nothing and come back out. We're only getting 4 tests, and that's it, and you better be good with it. Guaranteed negative, gently used. I can't even. People, just, if you go wear the mask, just do it cover your nose and your chin. Again, I'm going to show y'all, just so y'all can say y'all learned something. So you get this, and you get this. Don't just get this, because this by itself not going to do nothing. You need this too. So you put the bottom part in there, and then you cover your nose. See how I covered my nose and my mouth? See how I both. Not this. This is not. Put that thing down. Stop it.
You know what? Ain't nobody paying attention no more.
Get it. I can see that.
Get your Labor Day discount.
Yep.
President Day discount. Memorial Day discount.
How better to celebrate the birth of the Savior by getting a COVID test?
Christmas is coming.
Are you struggling for a free gift or gift for your child? Give them a COVID test and show them love.
Nothing says Valentine's love than a swab.
Hey, if y'all would tell people I'm going live, I'm just saying. Tell people I'm going live. I post it everywhere.
Happy birthday. Wiggle, wiggle.
Yep. It's your 50th birthday. What did you give me? A car? A trip? Nope. A COVID test. Nope. What?
A negative test. Guaranteed.
Buy 2 COVID tests, get 1 for free. Oh my gosh.
No matter how bad you feel, this test will tell you that ain't it. Guaranteed.
Our COVID tests have been tested by 7 out of 10 doctors. Oh my gosh, I'm taking this way too far. Oh, that's one I'll read.
Wait till you get to the ones that's, it may have been used already. but it's still good.
Yeah, slightly used.
Slightly used, but still good. Rinse it off. Little soap and water, you'll be fine.
And for extra shipping, we'll express it to you. Do you struggle to pay for COVID tests?
We'll get it to you on the day of your funeral.
We'll sell you 3 COVID tests for the price of 2.
Yeah. No interest for 48 months, 0 down for COVID test.
Yep. You can pay for a COVID test over 825 payments of 15 cents each.
You're fine. You're
Marlon.
fine. You're fine.
Oh my gosh.
And if you act now, we'll throw in a pregnancy test. Just in case.
You know what? Y'all done went too far with this COVID thing. Now I'm sitting here thinking, little baby Jesus in the manger. Oh, let's take out a COVID test. No, I don't want to see that. No. Santa Claus and the reindeer. Him testing each of them for COVID. No.
Do you have to figure out, do you have COVID? Does she has to figure out that she's pregnant? Why not get both? At this exclusive offer, we will buy one, get half.
You know what? No. Because here's the one I'm thinking. It may have the side effects of, and then name off 2,500 side effects. Speak to your doctor today about the, oh gosh, I see the bad commercials coming. I see them. Y'all don't know how badly I want to be wrong on this, but I just have a feeling. Maybe eBay and Amazon will ban the sale of COVID tests, and we won't have to see.
Side effects may include death. If you die, get to a doctor as soon as possible.
You know what?
Try Vaginose.
Oh my goodness. I was going to say up your nose. Vaginose.
From the makers of Up Your Nose.
Oh, Marlon, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Radical Truth to Power every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday Night Vibe every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm on every platform.
And of course, you all know to find me on Tracy, TRACY Media LLC. All platforms. Will be back Thursday where I'll be talking about a very interesting subject. So if you are not a fan of this this podcast, please hit the like button. I need likes. I think I have like maybe 2 or 3 likes per video. Subscribe to the channel and please hit that notification button. I know sometimes YouTube doesn't work, but if you email me, I'm gonna start sending out email reminders like I did to my Patreons, and I'm just gonna open it because sometimes YouTube doesn't be notifying people. But I want to thank everyone for joining this evening. I'm still tripping off of no interest for 48 months, 0 down for COVID tests, but that's okay. I'll be okay. Join us Thursday. Thank you all and have a great evening.